Okay, so today I came really because I have a beef with your teachings. They made me actually quit.
It's just as well. He has a beef with our teachings.
Yeah.
So we did our best to scramble the airwaves so that you could not hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, your time is up.
Okay. I had to quit the dream job. Actually, it was my dream job and my dream girl. And hopefully for the better. Thanks to your teaching. So thank you so much for coming to my life. So here's my thing. I have an awesome life, magical life. But here's my problem. I love to drive really, really fast. So speed limits and potholes tend to be very bothersome when they happen. Earlier, you answered one of my lifelong questions. I was wondering about my sexuality. I was wondering why I was going around, turned on all the time. When I'm cooking, when I'm driving, when I'm riding my motorcycle, when I'm doing business, when I'm helping a customer.
They want you to just...
Speak up.
Well, they want you to slow down.
Okay, I will do that.
Up.
So what I was saying is that I have really...
Skip over all of that and just get right to where you are.
My thing is, with the magical life, and whenever a pothole happens, there is in me this duality or this polarity where everything in me can touch, feel, and my life is an example of how being in the vortex, as you call it, has been excited, living really being fully alive feel. So when something throws me out of that vortex, all of me knows that I'm not supposed to be out of it. And sometimes, and I developed through the years, so many things that allow me to get to it very fast. But there are times, like last week, I had a crisis that lasted for a week. And no appreciation, no amount of meditating helped me feel better. So I decided to pack my bag and go to the Dominican Republic. Spend a week trying to feel better. Okay, I packed my bag again. And I'm flying back with the exact same feeling. There is a book I had forgotten in my bag. And I start reading it, and then I do an exercise. And I find out that there was a trauma related to my father that mirrored the experience that initiated the crisis. So my question to you, what's the best way do we have to go into those memories?
No.
And okay, so what's the better alternative?
Well, the reason that we answered so abruptly there is because, so you get the gist of what he's saying. He's saying that he is in the moment aware that he is living an out of balance experience, calling it even an issue or a crisis. And then becoming aware that this current crisis that he is living mirrors something from his past, which brings him to the logical assumption that the fact that it was in the past and now it is in the now means that does he need to go back to the past and clean that up in order to prevent it from happening again in the now? And what we want to say is, you don't have to go back and try to undo or even understand those issues or crises from the past, because you have brought them forward into your current experience. We talked earlier today about how when you give your attention to something, you activate the thought, and if you keep doing it, it becomes a very active thought until you can make an active thought a dominant thought or a belief, and therefore a really stable mainstay in your point of attraction. Sometimes people will say, I think I'm going to have a past life regression. And when they do, they will discover similar things in these things that show up in their past life regression to what they're living now. And they say, see, it happened in that life, and that life, and that life. And we say, we don't know if it happened in that life or that life or that life, and you don't either. You don't know if you're getting your past life or somebody else's. But one thing is certain, all of that is a vibrational match to what you've got going on right now. So what happens is, when a current crisis occurs, we want it to be enough information for you to say, hey, here's a current crisis, and as you so brilliantly said just now, when something is off, it's really off, and every part of me knows that it's off and that it should not be this way. That's the only thing that you have to know. This feels off, and if it feels off, it is off. So there's something in my vibration that is not, I'm doing something on a really regular basis with my thoughts that's keeping me from being up to speed with who I really am. And when you care about feeling good, so you keep reaching for the better feeling thought, you see, you can't reach for the better thought if you've got an active vibration that won't let you go there without ferreting out what the active vibration is that won't let you go there. So you just keep morphing the thoughts one by one, molding them into something that is more in alignment, and you never have to go back and try to reconcile that which happened a long time ago. Let us say it in another way. If you've got something going on, let's say 20 years ago, and you were out of whack, you felt the discord of it, but you didn't know about emotions and vibrations, so you didn't do anything to clean it up. So then time moves forward. So 19 years ago, you continued the vibration, and 18 years ago, you continued the vibration. 15, 14, 13, last year, you continued the vibration. So now something's manifesting that is representative of this vibrational imbalance that you've got going on, and we say the only thing you need to know, you don't need to know that 20 years ago, 19 years ago, 18 years ago. All you need to know is right here, right now, I got two dissenting vibrations going on. Source thinks this way, and I think this way. And the discord is resulting in this manifestation of imbalance. That's all you need to know. There are two ways to know that you have vibrational discord, or vibrational mismatch, or vibrational misalignment, or vibrational resistance. All these words mean the same thing. Mm-hmm. Two ways to know. One is by the way you feel. You miss that, no problem. It will manifest and give you evidence too. We call the evidence, or the crises that you're living, post-manifestational awareness. In other words, you wait for it to manifest before you're aware of the discord in it. Mm-hmm. But always, when something manifests, it will give you a feeling response to it. And the way you feel about the manifestation, and here's something so key to understand, you've been feeling that way a long time, even before the manifestation happened. Yeah, you're feeling it more acutely now. You're feeling it more keenly now. You're feeling it more specifically now. But you've been feeling it for a long time, vibrationally and emotionally. And you could have done something to change the thought before it manifested, but it doesn't matter if you don't, you can do it now.
That's what I did. I wasn't aware of it. It's something that was totally, considering the powerful life I'm living.
So the manifestation was a gift, yes?
It was exactly a gift.
A gift of information about how you were vibrating.
Exactly. And once I made peace with it, by the time I landed in Charlotte, I was totally at peace.
So what is your beef with us?
None. I said actually that because of your wonderful teaching, I was able to leave my dream job, which was 10 years ago. It was my dream job. It was very fulfilling, very comfortable, but yet it didn't afford the independence that I needed. So I left it. I attracted the person that I thought was the woman of my dream. And then there were some discordance between the two of us, so I had to let go of that. And it's because of your teachings and because we always follow our bliss that I started the business. And
so where are you now? What's this conversation about?
This conversation was about the part of action, because basically what you say in appreciation, everything is about this moment. Don't go back into the past. But I found relief when I went back, and I did that very simple exercise of making peace with that memory.
Well,
brought me peace at this moment.
That is a powerful process, because where you stand now, whether you're looking into the past or the present or the future, mm-hmm. or whether you're looking into the present reality as you know it to be, or the vibrational reality as we know it to be, no matter where you're looking, you are having a feeling response that is a comparative response about the way the source within you is looking at the same. In other words, it doesn't matter if you look into the past, the present, or the future. If you're looking for things that feel good when you look there, you're using your focus to align with source. In other words, we are not saying that source never looks at the past or that source never looks at the present, but we are saying that source never looks at the lackful side of anything. And the past and the present, for many of you, automatically makes you focus more lackfully than you would focus if you were focused forward into who you really are.
Yeah, I have another question, which is about, you said nothing is more important than to feel good.
Because the way you feel is your indication of your alignment. So that's our way of saying nothing is more important than your alignment with all that you are.
Exactly. And some of our actions, or some of my actions, at the moment of when I am out of the vortex, in order to feel better, I will, for example, for me to feel better lately, it was to reach out for a cigarette. But then by thought, I get a relief in that moment for not pushing too hard against the desire of a cigarette. But then the second belief down the line is that I hate actually smoking, and it's not sustainable for me, and I hate the way it smells. And
well,
everything
it's
else.
interesting as we listen to a lot of our friends. You heard us talking today about moving up this emotional scale, and how if you're in despair, if you're feeling fearful or disempowered, that revenge is a better choice. But if you were feeling frustration, then revenge wouldn't be a better choice, it would be a worse choice. So sometimes there are a lot of behaviors or actions that people offer to try to fill the void of misalignment. People eat food or drink something or shoot something or snort something or buy one more thing and bring it home. In other words, there are a lot of things that humans use to attempt to fill the void of alignment, but really the only thing that fills the void of alignment is alignment. So what it comes down to, people outside the vortex are often wanting to get a clarification on the rightness or the wrongness of this behavior or this behavior or this behavior. And what we want to say with all of that is do whatever you can do that makes you feel as good as you can feel from where you are. But let your dominant intent be to vibrationally align with who you really are. And when you are completely aligned with who you really are, there is so much that you have been doing to fill the void of not being in alignment that you won't feel like doing to try to fill the void of not being in alignment, because you'll be in alignment. So as we're talking with people, the only people who really understand the intricacies of what we're saying about this vibrational alignment are those who are really in the proximity of it. In other words, we're not kidding when we say to any of you, we would rather see you in revenge than in despair, because we know that you in revenge is better for you than you in despair. And yet almost everybody standing outside the vortex would say, oh, we don't want to see him or anyone in revenge because their revenge mode threatens the rest of us. We would rather selfishly see him in despair. And we say the inner being part of you is rooting for him to move up the emotional scale. And so there are a lot of discussions that humans have about the rightness and the wrongness of behavior when it's which is worse? Is it worse to kill someone or to rob them? And that's not a hard one for you to figure out. You'd much rather be robbed than killed. And so you line all of that up. And we want to say, it's all out of the vortex. That's like saying, which feels better, blame or guilt? Well, we have a very clear answer to that. Blame feels a lot better than guilt, because blame is pushing against another, which is less troubling to you than pushing against yourself. You will have a much more violent response to pushing against yourself than you will toward pushing against someone else. But in any case, all of that is awful. In other words, whether it's blame or guilt, it's still out of the vortex, you see. So over time, we are less indulgent with our physical friends to discuss all of this out of the vortex stuff. We just really are ready for you to make a decision one way or another to get in the vortex or not. And if you're willing to get in the vortex, then we have a whole lot to talk about. And if you're not willing to get in the vortex, then you should go to another seminar where you can talk about which is worse, Republican or Democrat or whatever it is.
Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.